And about that same time, we started charter schools. And this year there's about $1 billion going into that. And as journalists, we have a very difficult time finding out what's going on with those dollars that go into the charter school movement. And increasingly, in 40 years in the business, I've not run into this as badly as it is now. Resistance from public agencies to release documents that we got in the past. And you've heard enough, I'm sure, about economic development and the news media's trouble with the privatization there. What are your thoughts on public transparency and the ability of us to get records and examine
Okay,
those?
well, first of all, let's talk about JobsOhio. You find out everything that gets done in JobsOhio. You just can't be in the middle of negotiations where I don't think you need to be. We have public audits. We've got approval where it involves tax credits through the tax credit authority. And at the end of the day, you've got complete transparency over where the money is spent. I've had a really hard time understanding what the problem is there. You get everything you want. And so, you may not get it exactly when you want it, and you might not find out that somebody, I don't want to criticize the notion of transparency, but you're getting what you want on JobsOhio. In terms of this thing with charter schools, I'm unfamiliar with what you're saying. Let me be clear about charter schools and choice. I don't want poor education in any institution. Now, Dick Ross had told me that he closed down 2 charter schools this year for health and safety, and he's looked at those things, and he would like to have, I believe, more authority to be able to take action. You have to ask him. I don't want to step on Dick Ross, but let me be clear. If there is a school that is not serving students, then they shouldn't exist. We should shut them down. But let me also say to you that we're all very quick to criticize charter schools and less quick to criticize failing public schools. So let's put them on the same plane. Let's look at them apples to apples, because at the end of the day, I only care about a kid getting a good education. I don't care if they have to travel to the moon to get it. It doesn't matter to me. There is no philosophy behind this, some ideology. I'm for choice because I think it improves competition. But I also believe that you just can't abandon the traditional system because it isn't going to go away. So we need to improve it. Choice helps to improve it. I want to rescue kids from places where kids aren't learning. In terms of you getting access to, LSC, I don't know, maybe, you're ultimately going to see what you get, right? Here's the thing about the transparency. You do understand. Do you have any idea how many requests? I don't know how it works now because I haven't had anybody complain about this lately. But do you know how many public records requests are asked for? Do you know that public records requests become a weapon by political enemies just to slow you down? I mean, we want to have transparency, but we've got to have a little common sense here. And we'll work with you in any way we can. I'm not going to hide anything from you, but let's have common sense in this. And in terms of the specific information where you can't get anything about these charters, we have to dig into that. If you really are not finding out where these dollars are going and how those schools are performing, you ought to have access to that, in my judgment. Does that help? With LSC, I don't know. Maybe we'll make you the head of LSC when you're done at the ABJ. I just don't know enough about that one. Hey, by the way, call Dick Fine, and he'll tell you how he feels about this. He's not shy.